Hey everybody, welcome back. So I'm just doing a quick one here. I'm almost home here, and I don't really have a lot of time to sit on this thing and do a big long video, but I kind of just wanted to talk about all the crazy stuff going on. A Call for an Uprising and Richie from Boston have both been covering the same thing, and they've been doing a very good job. So I don't really see the need to cover the same thing and use this channel as just a mouthpiece of more of the same, like an echo chamber. So I've kind of been trying to stay away from all the things that everybody else is talking about, which leaves me with not a lot left to talk about. And I kind of have been super busy with this channel. In my personal life, I've been very busy doing a lot of traveling, and I'm no longer living alone. So it's really hard to make videos when you're living with somebody who thinks all this stuff is just stupid, and you know, it's the way it is. So one of these days I'm going to be living on my own again. It's a very expensive endeavor though to find an apartment. My wage as a fourth-year electrician, pretty much making almost journeyman rates. I'm up there on the totem pole for sure, but it's so utterly bloody expensive to live now that I can't actually rent my own place at this time because my expenses are too high. And in order to clean up my finances, I probably would need about $30,000, and then I can finally kick all of these debts that I have and get rid of everything and you know, take that money and get rid of all the interest. And anyways, crazy times we're living in, right? So yeah, this is the point of this video, and it's money. Now, A Call for an Uprising has been talking a lot about the movements of Trump and this 10 Kingdom agenda, and I believe he's totally on point with the 10 Kingdom agenda, and that this is going to be a thing for sure. Now, my take on it, and something that neither Richie from Boston or A Call for an Uprising are really talking about, because I don't think they really understand what's going on in this particular aspect. My thing about the 10 Kingdom agenda is the reason they're doing these 10 kingdoms is because of the data centers that they're propping up around the world. And now you have to understand, you guys, these data centers are very, very expensive, and they're very difficult to run. And the United States is going to be one of the hubs. Okay, so there will be 10 primary hubs of these data centers, and of course CERN will be the brains of the operation. And remember what I said in a previous video here, guys, that there are actually more than one Hadron Collider worldwide. There's several, and every major power in this world has one. Okay, and as A Call for an Uprising has been saying a lot lately, that they were trying to build one down in Texas, and that's why in a certain area in Texas there's a lot of earthquakes for no real reason at all whatsoever. And that's because they're digging underground and they're blasting, and they're trying to get this Hadron Collider done, but they diverted their finances to something else. I guess CERN is probably has enough brain power to do it. Now, remember what I was saying about the data bank, the primary D-Wave data bank being in China, and all of the raw data from CERN is being funneled over to China. So the pipeline between CERN and China is very, very, very robust. And if you really think about it, it's a land-based connection, so they can have a humongous, absolutely massive, gigantic cable running through the ground that has thousands of connections inside of it, that is able to transfer this data at lightning speed. Okay, lightning speed. Notice I said lightning, right? And this is literally what it is. It's lightning being transferred through the ground as in the form of information. So what's happening here, you guys, is that they need the 10 kingdoms because they can only run so many countries can have these data centers, okay? And they have to conglomerate smaller countries as satellites into the bigger countries, so that when the grid goes down, these data centers are very, very well protected. Now, this is going to be a big thing here soon with these data centers, and you have to understand that the world power has gotten very, very good at building robust things very, very quickly, okay? This is something that has been dialed in over the last 20 years, and China has been a massive testing ground. Now, everybody wonders why China has built these cities that are unoccupied Nobody can figure out why. And the reason for that, you guys, is because they were learning how to build things rapidly while having it robust enough that it will not fall apart, okay, but quickly enough that we can actually get this done, because they know that time is limited, especially with the mass casualty event that's coming with the death wave, right? The vaccinated are going to start dropping like flies, and they already have been. And don't forget, guys, we slow killed the whole of humanity with this slow kill bullet that is mRNA technology, the CRISPR technology that it was injected into humanity. Most people will not survive that injection, okay? And they're going to force everybody to take more injections in the form of new diseases. And now we're talking about measles and everything. But getting back to the 10 Kingdom agenda here, yeah, that's definitely, it's going to happen. And the tariffs are there. They're collapsing society, okay? They're causing massive inflation in Canada, and trying to order anything across the border at this point now, just in the last couple months, trying to get anything out of the United States is an incredible expense. And we had a postal strike that caused our postal system to completely be disrupted. And this is all controlled and operated by AI, you guys. AI is running the show at this time. So this thing regarding these data centers being next to power plants, this is an incredibly important thing that the United States has to do, and Canada does not have the population to rapidly develop these data sites, okay, these data centers, and drop them next to power plants. Now, you better believe that ground is already being laid. Foundations are being poured at this moment. The concrete pilings are going into the ground, and they are about to start building these data centers now. Okay, so in the next month or two, you're going to see rapid construction of these data centers, and by summertime, as Richie from Boston has said, by summertime, the dollar will be digital, and I am completely in agreement with that assessment. I believe that this is the final year of paper money, you guys. So you can hear the urgency in my voice. This is an urgent video. This is a warning, okay? Now, as far as get your money out of the bank and buy gold and silver, I believe that will help you at a very short term when the grid goes down for a short amount of time. Gold and silver will help you, and you will be able to use it in exchange for resources. But very quickly, people will realize that you cannot live on gold, okay? You can't eat it, you can't drink it. It doesn't really work well as high-speed hole punchers, material for that. The only thing it's good for is to use in conductors and in electronics, which is not something people will have access to when the grid goes down. So what you want to do is you want to start looking at survival equipment. Okay, survival equipment is going to be the new currency. If you have anything related to survival, like rope, matches, fire starting equipment like flint and steel, or a tent, sleeping bags, ammunition, things like that. That is what people are going to actually want, right? That's what they're going to start. That's what they're in the end going to trade for. But it is not a terrible idea to actually take heed of the advice to pull your money out of the bank, okay, and convert it to gold and silver, so that you have something, so that in the interim between the system collapsing and people figuring out what they need to do, in the interim, people will be able to exchange gold and silver for services rendered and or things that you need to survive. Okay, guys, we are very close to this. This is freaking insane, scary out there. A Call for an Uprising did a video today about gray matter computer chips, and this is something that I've been talking about for probably 15 years now. They have started running out of room with these processors. Okay, the transistors in these processors are now at the atomic level, and they can't make them any smaller. and they can't make the chips really any bigger. Okay, so the next stage in all of this is to use brain matter as a processor, and now they're doing it. And I've been talking about this for 15 years, just amongst people that I know, kind of jokingly, but also as a vision that I have had. And what the brain matter does is it hosts a demon. Okay, because you can't put a human soul in a 1 inch by 1 inch, by quarter inch deep piece of gray matter, right? But you can stuff a demon in there, and a demon, all a demon needs is to latch on to something that has the ability to carry consciousness, and then you have a host for the demon. Okay, so this 10 kingdom agenda exists exclusively to say, okay, we have zones that are operated by specific nodes of these supercomputer processing centers, okay, by these data centers. So the data centers will be operated via nodes, right, and they will get their information from the D-Wave data banks as it is decompiled coming in from CERN. Okay, so just to recap everything here, CERN is the brain. Okay, CERN is a brain, and it allows them to organically do organic computing, because the way CERN works is via chaos. Okay, so it's not orderly like the way ones and zeros and the way modern day processing and computing operates. It's not. With that, it's basically a cage for AI. AI cannot escape out of a ones and zeros based system. But the way CERN works is you have thousands and thousands of nodes, right, that can all process data at the same time. And so any one of those nodes can be activated in a completely random way, which allows the AI freedom to program itself and to operate in its own capacity and to think for itself. Okay, that's the scary thing. And that is what CERN has brought us. Now, the gray matter computer chips, you will find those in the Terminator robots, because they will be able to host a demon. Okay, the demons will be able to go into the gray matter processors, and that is how you're going to get these robots will have their own sort of consciousness. Now, of course, these things will all be connected to Skynet, Starlink. Okay, these things will all be connected to Starlink. Skynet. I hope you get the point. Okay, the Terminator uprising is on the horizon, and like I have been saying, you guys, when they convert our money over to digital money and implement the system and phase out the old system, that is the fulfillment of the third seal. That is when you know the grid is going to go down. So watch out, because Richie from Boston finally might be correct on this date. We're talking about July, and that is a date that I see things actually starting to kick off. And if not in July, potentially August or September, but sometime this year. Okay, the World Economic Forum is saying by mid-2025, the way we bank and the way we compute will be unrecognizable. It's going to be completely different from the way we see things now. And that means, you guys, very, very, very rapid changes in the way we do things, okay? And that means rapid development, and that means rapid construction of these data banks that are next to the power plants, you guys. And so what they're doing is they're collapsing economy, and they're striking against the population. This has nothing to do with politicians, sticking it to other politicians, or one country sticking it to another country. You have to understand that when people see a country, they see a pyramid. They see their politicians and their leadership and their own government at the tip of the pyramid, and then it goes down from there, agencies and corporations, and then at the bottom you have your people. But actually the way it works is the politicians are at the bottom of their own little pyramid, okay, and then at the top of that pyramid, the capstone is the handlers, okay, the puppet masters of the whole world, and they have all governments in their pocket. So all of the various governments worldwide are at the bottom of the pyramid, the capstone, and this is why you have this depiction of that exact thing on the back of the American dollar bill. You have the pyramid, and then it ends, and because that represents your country. But then on top of that pyramid is another pyramid with the eye in it, the all-seeing eye. That capstone is the political worldwide conglomeration of leadership, okay? And then at the very tip of all that is Lucifer, and right below Lucifer, now you have the handlers, the puppet masters, and the dancing marionettes, aka our politicians, okay? So people see this system and they see that this is how it all works, but they're wrong. And we're about to all find out the hard way with this implementation of the central bank digital currency. Now we're going to have 10 worldwide currencies. Each of these 10 kingdoms will have its own currency, right? And that'll give the illusion that these countries and these kingdoms are separate from each other, but actually they're not. Now remember what I just said. All governments worldwide form their own little community. It is a pyramid, okay? And we have handlers that are managing the entire world government. All countries worldwide are run by the same handlers, okay? They give the marching orders. And those handlers have now given their power and authority over to Lucifer, who is operating via CERN, okay? And CERN is directly operating the AI governance system worldwide, and they're kicking the pyramid is now becoming completely Lucifer. Lucifer has kicked people out of the pyramid, and job well done, guys. And all of the politicians that are federal, right, are probably already underground, and what you see on TV is an absolute clown show, a theater, a deep fake facsimile of reality, okay? There's lots to cover. That's why I'm talking like I'm a motor mouth right now. I've got a lot to say, but this is where we are at right now in society, you guys. We're in the freaking end times. I swear on my life. And if you don't see it, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you at this point. There's a lot of people out there that are super pro-Trump, and they're buying the freaking bull crap narrative that Trump is putting these tariffs in place because of Canada and you know, the illegal immigration and all that. Meanwhile, they have tens of millions of illegals in their own country to deal with, but for some reason they've set their sights on Canada. But then you really look at these tariffs, and all they're doing is they're hurting the people and making us go broke, right? And then our own government is saying, well, we're going to double tariff our own people in retaliation to the American government, which makes absolutely no freaking sense. And then on top of that, they're saying they're going to cut off power, okay? And it's just an absolute clown show, you guys. And the only people this is hurting is us. Now, remember what I have been saying for the last 4 years, that they're going to weaponize starvation and use it against us to get us into the mark of the beast. Okay, they're going to use it to implement the central bank digital currency and bring about a new system of currency. And this is a biblical thing. This is the third seal. Starvation and hyperinflation are the weapons of war that they are using against us to bring in this system, to make the change to the system, okay? We will be begging them for a change, I swear. Humanity will be on its knees. We will be begging these people to implement a change so that things are manageable again in our lives. And they're going to dangle this carrot in front of us to say, yeah, no, we'll wipe out your debt. You know, we'll make you free again. All you have to do is get this little injection that stamps the barcode into your DNA, okay, and pairs you with a device. And that will be what you need to do. And of course, at first, it won't be mandatory because it's not the seventh seal. At first, it's just going to be implemented. They're going to phase out paper money, right? They're going to wipe out cash. They're going to merge countries together so that they can all operate under their particular local, right, node of the data banks, right? The local data bank node. So these countries have to merge together. Those countries have to merge together. And then you've got local data bank nodes that are managing this new banking system. And as this new banking system rises up and replaces the old banking system, hold on to your hats, because the opening of the fourth seal will commence, and we will truly know that God is in control. All right, you guys, until next time, peace.